Welcome to day 5 of Small Beginnings. Today we're going to start up with a judo warm-up. It's a pretty easy practice, so don't worry about that. I have about 15 years in judo as well, so for a change I actually have some knowledge, some depth of knowledge, and today's topic is going to be happiness. So without further ado, let's wait a minute now. I keep forgetting to talk about the weather. Today it's right now it's minus 20 Celsius, and that's about minus 8 for my American friends. And yeah, just going to take this little guy out for a walk, and I call him the house coyote, so taking him out for a walk. And so anyway, without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, happiness. There's a topic for us. Honestly, I kind of felt like I got in over my head with this topic because happiness is not as definable as one might think. It kind of fits into the category of love and so on. However, I remember meeting a woman from Thailand here in Canada many years ago now. And I asked her how she liked living in Canada. And she replied that she could live anywhere if she was happy. That struck me. So, happiness first, then life. What a concept. So I started looking at how that worked, and then how does one have happiness first? And could happiness come before money, or before a roof over my head? Clothes on my back, or before loved ones and others that sustain me, all of those sorts of things. So it's quite an existential question. I've heard it said that we have a choice at any moment to be positive or negative. So this is one way of looking at it. At any moment in any interaction, we have a choice to be positive or negative. So right there, I've just improved my odds. By choosing to be positive in all situations, I can be happier than if I were negative. So becoming aware of when I'm being positive or negative definitely helps. Then, of course, there is doing things that make us happy and sustainably. So, for example, sitting on a sofa binging on Netflix with a huge bag of Doritos or that sort of thing may create a sense of happiness. Or does it? And does it add a building block for future happiness? Because if we want to be happy, doing things that will support that and nurture it, that's pretty important, right? Another thing, the Buddha said life is difficult, and it's referred to as the great truth. And when we realize and accept the challenge and then start building a solid foundation of strength, gratitude, focus, happiness, and so on, then life becomes easier because we aren't so surprised when the difficulties arrive and we have new tools, our tools of happiness. From today, working from our small beginnings, we can become aware of our happiness and start to build on it. For me, a focus on fitness of mind, body, and spirit gives me the strength to work through my difficulties. If my mind, body, and spirit are not nurtured, then small challenges become bigger and distract me. So if we work on mind, body, and spirit, everything else just kind of falls into place. I become more resourceful, and when I'm resourceful, I handle situations better, and when I handle situations well, I'm happier. In the words of the song Don't Worry, Be Happy, the landlord said the rent is late, might have to litigate. Don't worry, be happy. And again, that puts the happiness before the stresses of life. And I think that if we put happiness before the stresses of life, if we learn how to build that in ahead of all of the stresses of life, then we'll be able to handle the stresses of life in a lot better way. And so I'm going to leave it at that, and maybe we'll just stop and meditate on happiness for a minute.